Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another special episode of the Working Class Gamer Podcast. I am your host, Stalin Warren, aka Director Warren. 2 episodes in a row of me forgetting to put my PlayStation ID in the video. It's gonna be one of these places or something. I'm gonna type it, I promise. And then y'all can add me. And again, like I said on Sunday, we can play Warhammer. Now listen, you might be asking yourself, 2 episodes in 1 week, what's up with that? This is love. This is the love of the game. First of all, I cannot let this game be overtaken by the incels. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know, the losers that just, they do this. I'm in my underwear right now. They be in their underwear all day. But for whatever reason, I can only record at 12 at night. So that's why I'm comfortable. But if I didn't do this, the neck beards, the girls with no lips and fake color in their hair that say racist, sexist things all day, they would be getting all the press. Me personally, though, I feel like I have an obligation to do what I'm doing right now. So if you're joining me, if you're subscribed to me, if you're not subscribed to me, if you're watching me, thank you. Number one, I'm doing this 30 minutes into my birthday. Why, you might be asking? For the love of the game. The love of the game. The love of gaming. And the game of broadcasting. And here's the dealio, man. It's been a very special week. You know, every time I record a podcast, I'm like, what am I going to talk about next? And I come up with these ideas for these podcasts when there's a slow news week. And fellas and ladies, this ain't been a slow news week. It's Thursday. And technically, it ain't really Thursday. It's the end of Wednesday. Thursday ain't even start. Ain't no telling what kind of news is going to come out today when this drops. It's going to drop on Thursday because I love y'all so much. I'm recording this right now and I'm going to edit it and I'm going to be up until... This ain't going to take long because this is a special episode. We gonna go through this kind of quickly, so it ain't going to take me long to work on, but it's going to be about 3 a.m. before I fall asleep. This is also the last time for the next few episodes, 4 or 5 episodes, you're going to see me with my hair and face like this because you know I'm getting that birthday retwist today. You know what I'm saying? I started this podcast in the middle of me just being mad busy and didn't have time to get all super fresh for y'all, but it's all good. It's all good. Today, I have chosen to represent my favorite. I ain't gonna cap. I can't say Marvel's my favorite comic label. It is, but DC be having some heat too. This was really just the only Working Class Gamer Podcast related shirt I had hanging in my closet. The rest of my laundry, which is very fresh, by the way, has not been folded. And I just didn't feel like ironing anything. So this is the best thing I got. Now, like I said, let me turn on my iPad. This is a special episode. This is going to be a PlayStation heavy episode. And I want y'all to know and understand that this is not going to devolve into a PlayStation centric podcast. I will probably do a special episode for Xbox's presentation that's going to happen later in the evening. Because as some of you may know, and some of you may not, the Tokyo Game Show starts today. It starts today. I don't know what time it is over there. I don't know if it happens right now or if it's going to happen like, I don't know how it's happening, but I heard Thursday, September 26th is the first day of the Tokyo Game Show. Xbox is having their digital presentation or what have you later this evening. So I will probably do a special episode on what they have going on. But today we are going to be covering the state of play. And if you can tell by the title, some other news as well. I don't know why I'm always burping in the first 5 minutes of recording. I'm really sorry about that, you guys. I don't want that to become a habit. But as you can see, I got that red can. Not showing the brand because they can pay me. But y'all know what's in this cup. Now, you know how we do these. What have I been playing? Since our last episode, I have played one game. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I started last night, and actually, that's a lie. I played 2 games. The night before last, I started Far Cry 5. I'm saving that because I'm going to do a special stream that I'm not telling anybody about because I've noticed you can't put every idea out there into the universe because somebody will steal it. I'm looking at you, Kai Cenat. I didn't tell anybody I was gonna do the Batman Arkham stream, and all of a sudden you're gonna crush it. You're gonna crush that. But golly, man, I be having ideas and then I scroll in the algorithm and then put it out already. So I'm not telling you what I'm doing with Far Cry 5. If you know me, though, you could probably figure it out. You could probably put it together. But I'm going to do a little some. I ain't going to tell you when, but it's coming soon. So just stay locked in. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you don't mind. I got myself this today. A DualSense Edge wireless controller. PlayStation, you should sponsor me. You should. Listen, even if I didn't have this podcast, I still would have been tuned in to y'all's state of play. And before I get there, let me say a quick word about Mass Effect. First of all, here's the thing, yo. I've been looking for something sumptuous. I have still been avoiding Black Myth Wukong. I don't know what it is. I just don't want it to end. Like, talking about it right now literally gets me choked up and emotional because that game is amazing. 10 out of 10. I said on a stream maybe 2 weeks into me playing that game that it's a 9 out of 10, but it was really because I hadn't got that good yet. But now I'm fire. And the story been firing on all cylinders, but now I'm fire at the game. So it's a 10 out of 10. Same thing happened with Stellar Blade. That was an 8 out of 10, and then by the end of the game, it was a 9.5. But this is a masterpiece. And I'm gonna, when I get back to it, you're gonna know because it's gonna be a whole stream. It's gonna be a whole thing. So listen, Mass Effect is fire. The Legendary Edition is very cool. I'm very excited to see how the graphics scale because, you know, that came out back in the day where like the sequel would always look better than the last one, and then that sequel would look better than the last one. And as we know, Mass Effect 3 was amazing graphically in comparison to the first Mass Effect. I'm digging it though. I feel like I'm playing a television show so far. I played like the first hour and a half. I think it said an hour 45 minutes or whatever. I'm also really hyped that this game is like less than 20 hours if I just hit the story and you don't really have to do the side stuff. I miss those days, man. Because I Googled, what is the time to beat the Mass Effect Legendary Edition? Because now I'm super hyped on BioWare's next game, Dragon Age The Veilguard. So I want to play, you know, some BioWare before I get into that. What's the time to beat? And I know how my ADHD be doing, bro. Once I get to that like 40, 50 hour mark, bro, if it ain't like, it might be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I can beat all three of those games in less than 50 hours, though, according to time to beat. If I just go straight, or is it how long to beat? Something like that. If I go straight story, I remember when I played Mass Effect 3 on 360, like I told y'all, that was my first one. And I did a few of the side missions, and I know that impacts like your ending and all that kind of stuff. I'm not, straight story. I'm just gonna play straight. I'm along for the ride. The difficulty is a little bit up because I'm really good at games, but it's still not hard so far. So it's kind of easy. So I don't see it taking me long. It might take me I might spend a week per Mass Effect. So yeah, I'm off on my birthday, and I'm off on Saturday, and I was off in the name of the Georgia-Alabama game, but it's looking like I'm gonna be off in the name of going to see Megalopolis in IMAX. But this is not a movie podcast. This is a video game podcast, and you join me today to see what's going on in the land of video games. So let's talk about it, man. Let's get right into it. I'm so happy. Y'all see I got my headphones. I'm so happy I can monitor my voice, my audio. It's amazing. Life is sweet right now. I cannot complain. Again, I finally got a DualSense Edge. I've been eyeballing this bad boy for months now. Literally. And I'm so excited. I might even do an ASMR unboxing. Just kidding. But yeah, let's talk the state of play. First of all, it happened yesterday. Oh, actually, I put a note. I wanted to tell you guys that I love you. That was my first note. Now, let's talk state of play. State of play 2024 was yesterday. Listen, man. Like I told y'all, there were some rumors coming into it, and I literally did a line by line, and I'm not going to hit everything. I think I skipped over like 3 or 4 things that were announced in the state of play because they just are not relevant to me at all. I do not care. They have nothing to do with anything in my like gravitational pull. So I just don't care. I didn't care to put them in here. But most everything from that show is in there. First of all, Sony, I got to give you kudos, but I got to ask a question. Why did this stream in 4K 60 frames a second? But the PS5 Pro reveal couldn't. And now I'm thinking it was intentional. Again, I told y'all Digital Foundry they gave Digital Foundry like an 85 gigabyte ProRes file for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth literally yesterday, Wednesday, and probably today. There's been a whole bunch of PS5 Pro details. Some of the journalists have it. I saw a video from Kinda Funny Games. Tim Geddes has had hands on with the PS5 Pro. Shout out to the homies over there at Digital Foundry. They don't know who I am, but shout out to them anyway. They got a hands on the PS5 Pro. They've been doing great coverage. It looks like the Pro is really a pro system. So everybody, shh. It is what they said it is. If you need more proof, just look it up. I'm sure there's gonna be by the time this video drops, you can find video breakdowns of the improvements of the PS5 Pro. So yeah. Dang, I forgot where I was going with that. I lost it. No, yeah. Why was this streamed in 4K? Like, beautiful, pristine. It was wonderful quality, but why was the PS5 Pro reveal not done that way? It was just heavily compressed. It was kind of ugly. Was this intentional? I think it was. Now seeing how the content has been rolling out, I think it's intentional. I just don't, because they were both pre-recorded. So why was one better than the other? Don't know. Don't care. It was beautiful. Great presentation. It was a brisk 49 minutes. It felt like 30. Y'all said it was going to be a little over half an hour. It was damn near an hour. So I'm happy. I like long shows. Like I said, I'm last of the analog kids. I grew up on E3. The first E3 I ever paid to was E3 2009. Paid attention to was E3 2009. So I'm of the E3 gen, bro. Like I used to be locked in for E3 as a child, as a teenager. I watched all E3 content. I was there. I made sure I was there for the Ubisoft conference. I made sure I was there for the PlayStation conference, the Xbox conference, the EA conference. And then when they shifted and it was the Bethesda Xbox conference and the Sony conference and the EA and all that kind of stuff. I was there, bro. I grew up on E3. I was sad to see it go, but also not really upset because the way that we get gaming news now is much better. So let's listen. I got my list. And let's just talk about it. I'm going to go to these points. Some of these points I'm going to dwell on. Some of them they're just quick hits. So let's just go. Like I said, this is a special episode. It's not going to be, if you rocked with me for that 2-hour episode, appreciate it. Those are probably going to be how regular episodes go anyway. So let's talk state of play, man. Astrobot. Listen, Astrobot really is as dope as people say it is. It is. Not quite my personal game of the year, but it is dope. And they have announced more free levels, 10 more special bots, including, but not limited to, my homegirl Eve from Stellar Blade. Listen, why did y'all have her doing that really weird dance thing? Are you playing into it at this point? Don't know, don't care. That's my third favorite game of the year. I wrote that down here. So yeah, that's cool. I'm going to play those levels. They're like bonus speedrun levels or whatever. It's all free, which I think is very, very consumer friendly. It's Astrobot, so I don't know why they would do paid DLC. That would probably look a little crazy, but it's cool to have. Everybody's been enjoying it. The grown-ups, the kids, whatever. Everybody's been loving Astrobot. Now, we were right about one of those remasters. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Now, if I really love y'all, some of these games are going to show up. You're going to see clips. I screen recorded them on my iPhone. If I really love y'all. They're not going to be like downloaded Digital Foundry files. You know what I'm saying? Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. Listen, man. Listen. $49.99 is not a bad price. I know that game came out 7-8 years ago. Was it 2016? I feel like it was 2016, February 2016. I'll find out and put the proper date on the screen for you. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, man. Remastered. I still just, it's something about this game. What do y'all say? It gives me the ick. Something about it. I just don't care. But I'm not going to be a hater and I'm not going to lie to you and say that it's not gorgeous, because it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. To be bringing it up to the visual quality of Horizon Forbidden West, which is the best looking game on console. The only game that I think, me personally, this is Stalin's opinion here at Imperial Gaming, The only game that maybe measures up to that game is I just had it, Hellblade 2 or maybe Spider-Man 2. But Forbidden West is still crazy. I don't think there's a better console experience out there, current gen. Like, for the amount of content in that game, there is nothing better looking than that game. And for them to be bringing Horizon Zero Dawn up to snuff, I think that's cool. They've got 10 hours of newly recorded, like, vocal lines and scenes or whatever, something like that, to just bring it up to, update some of the acting and everything in there. Cool. Am I going to play it? Probably not. But it is cool that it's available because, the people who were, like, 7 when Zero Dawn came out, or 13 and 14. I totally get it, because I'm sure there was some kind of baby boom in the late 2000s. I mean, not late 2000s, the late 2010s. So I think they're just trying to get those kids who have PS5s to play it. That's also, I didn't write about it, but Lego Horizon. Again, not for me. Do not care about that game. But it looks cute. It looks cool. Like, it looks like a nice, like, way to introduce my 7-year-old to Horizon. Horizon's a cool world. The machine animals. I guess Aloy's a cool character. I have my issues with her, but my podcast is not big enough for me to talk about it. Like, my real issue with that, just all the characters, the characterization of the people in that game. I'm not going to talk about it, but just as a video game, we're taking it for what it is. Like, that Lego Horizon seems kind of cool. Not going to play it, but it seems cool. And a shout out to the Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. That'll be PS5 Pro Enhanced day one. It is unfortunately arriving the same day as Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which just makes me give a even less. But it is what it is. Shout out to Gorilla Man. Nixus, I believe, also took part in that remaster. Shout out to them. They do really great work. I cannot tell a lie. They do great work on the remasters. I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful game. Sure of it. As far as, like, just an update. But I will not be buying it because I want Sony to stop doing that. Remaster something else. Give us an Infamous remaster. Something. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. They also announced a new Chroma collection of controller and system cover colorways. We're talking Chroma Pearl, Chroma Indigo, and Chroma Teal. I wrote down sexy as hell, because it is. I hope I can get that pearl or that indigo. I like that pearl. I like that like iridescent white. That indigo is kind of fire too. They was moving it around in a little 4K video and it was changing colors, going blue and going purple with a little bit of pink in there. I think that's fire. I traded in my silver controller to get this bad boy though, so I just the silver was nice. I'm gonna miss that silver one. We had some good times together, but it was time for me to make a change. Very interested in those Chroma the Chroma colors. I hope I can get one. You know where I work at, so I'm hoping that we get one in the store so your boy can get that employee discount. It's looking like one of them PlayStation Direct things, but every other colorway has been made available at major retailers. So yeah, I think the pre-order is open tomorrow. I'm pretty sure, or sometime in early October. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Just look it up. Chroma collection. I'm gonna put it up on the screen for you because I love y'all. Next, we have ArcAge Chronicles, an online action RPG, which is the latest installment in the ArcAge series, promising action-packed combat, rich storytelling, and expansive exploration when it launches on PS5 next year. Now, what I'm reading is I copy and pasted from the PlayStation blog. It looks like my bag, bro, but it got me thinking. Like, while I was looking at it, I was just like, I was like, dang, the fatigue is starting. Like, the third person action Souls-like fatigue is starting. Like, it's starting. That genre was created in the PS3 and 360 generation. It was mastered in the Xbox One and PS4 generation, and it has been perfected in this generation. And so I feel like now we are reaching the point where, kind of like what happened with the third-person shooter, where they were just mad third-person shooters in the 360 era. Some of them did great things with the formula, like Warhammer Space Marine 1, and then others were very forgettable, like Inversion. Anybody remember Inversion? So yeah, but it's online. Is it like an MMO? Doesn't say, but it's an online action RPG. I don't know, man. Listen, I if it's good, it's good. It looks really nice. Great art direction, that sort of thing. It's just like, bro, like, Mm. Well, right now, as of right now, I guess there's only one third-person action game coming out next year that I know I'm definitely going to be playing. So I guess it's not that many. Like, I guess I just played a lot this year. Like, you know, third-person action RPGs and Stellar Blade and Dragon's Dogma and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, if you want to count that. Definitely Black Myth Wukong is counted in that. Dragon Age and not Inquisition, Dragon Age the Veilguard. Just a lot this year. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree this year. Like, it's just been a lot this year. It feels like it was like the year of the action game. So I don't know. It looks cool. Not as cool as the next one. Dynasty Warriors Origins, which we have a release date of January 17th, 2025. I wrote down that that's the best kind of date. And this is why. First of all, there's not shit to do in January. There's nothing to do. There's nothing going on except for playoff football. That's about it. Saturdays and Sundays. There's nothing happening. So what better way to spend my time in the winter? Because it gets cold down here in Georgia too. What better way to spend my time than to be playing Dynasty Warriors Origins? When I was growing up, Dynasty Warriors seemed so freaking cool to me, but for whatever reason, it was like way over there. I couldn't get into it. Part of it might have been that a lot of them were on the PS3. But I, for one, am very excited for Origins. It looks super dope. I heard somebody say, it doesn't look, I can't believe. If you play any game on PS5, like, these games are believable. Some of these games that were built from the ground up on PS5 and Series X do look that gorgeous on the game. So the trailer that they showed was amazing. Really cool, like, combat scenarios. You got, like, just dude killing mad people at once. And then there was some animal stuff going on, like charging people. It was just cool stuff. I'm showing the video to you guys, but I can't remember what I saw. But yeah. It says probably I'm glad to be alive for this, probably my second or third favorite part. Oh yeah. Dynasty Warriors Origins was probably my second or third favorite part of the entire show of State of Play. Me personally. I haven't seen a lot of people cover that in the press, but I really was glad to see that there. That was a big one for me, and especially to get a date of January 17, 2025. Something nice to tide me over until what we're going to talk about later in February. Next up, a Fortnite controller. That Fortnite controller was bullshit, and I'm going to tell you why, bro. All it is the beautiful Starlight Blue controller with some Fortnite stuff like painted and drawn on there, like stickered on there. That's all it is. It's just a Starlight Blue controller with the banana from Fortnite on there and some other stuff. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. And it better be $74.99. You better not ask for no $85. You better not ask me for $80 for that controller. But it's not for me. It's not for me. But the Fortnite controller, that was BS. That was BS. Y'all could have did better than that. However, the Lego Fortnite split screen update that was announced. Listen, I'm a big proponent of local co-op. Fortnite, I was talking to a friend about this the other day. I can never be mad at Fortnite. We can be mad at some of these other free-to-play games that are super formulaic and offer you the same thing over and over and over again with like reskinned enemies and blah, blah, blah. Fortnite changes itself up all the time. You know, you can still go and do regular Battle Royale. You got build mode, you got no build mode. I dropped out of Fortnite when they started building. And now that they're back to no build, I might get back into it. I've been saying that all of 2024 and I haven't downloaded it yet. I've been meaning to download it since I got a PS5 like three years ago, and I just have never downloaded it, so I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Lego Fortnite is actually really cool from my understanding, and now with this split screen co-op idea, again, a lot of this show is very family oriented, very family friendly. Like, could you imagine your kid, like, I know there are families out there, how people do, like, Taco Tuesday and stuff. There are families out there that do, like, Fortnite Fridays or whatever, and just, like, hang out and, you know, parents play Fortnite with their kids. I think Lego Fortnite is a great way to bond via video games when you got building and you got, you know, just the world and the aesthetic of Lego. I think Lego and Fortnite just go really well together, and to be adding a split screen update is super dope. It's super dope, especially for the parents that want to play with their kids and know how valuable that is, because it is very valuable to play with your children. So, yeah, I love that. I did love that. Don't like that controller, but I like the update you guys are bringing. Hell is Us. Like I said, I wasn't too high on ArcAge Chronicles or whatever. Yeah, ArcAge Chronicles, but Hell is Us looks super fly to me. Perfect. Like, that's that. Great aesthetic. Love it. I love what I'm seeing from that game. I love like the mood, the tone of it all. It looks great. I'm going to read something briefly that I copied and pasted. The game won't hand answers to players on a silver platter. Instead, they will need to pay attention to what they see and hear to connect the dots and make their own discoveries. That's really cool to me. That's kind of how Black Myth Wukong has been playing. You really got to listen, and I'm playing in Chinese, so you really got to pay attention to what the NPCs are telling you, because they might be telling you about some treasure somewhere around the way, and if you don't go around the way, you're not going to get that treasure. And then you can finish that game and never see that piece of treasure, never see that secret world that you were hinted at. You know what I'm saying? So I've been enjoying that, and I'm the kind of person that I want, if I can't understand, if I don't know what I'm looking for, if I know there's something I'm supposed to look for and I don't know how to find it, I'm going to Reddit. So I like the games that kind of invite that sort of community. Hell Is Us gives me that idea. The combat looks cool. The graphics look cool. So if you're also doing this thing where you really have to pay attention to the world around you to find whatever you need to find, I'm on board. I'm super down. Super down. So Hell Is Us. I think that was my fourth favorite part. If Dynasty Warriors was my third favorite, Hell Is Us is my fourth favorite. And Dynasty Warriors is only my third favorite because we got a release date and it's coming up pretty soon. Like you already know, these days are about to fly by. Hitman VR and Metro VR. I've got them in the same bullet point. They both look fire. I wrote down won't play because I don't care for VR. I'm just not into it right now. It's too expensive to get into. But for those of you who do have PSVR 2, there are two really dope titles on the way in the Metro VR title and the Hitman World of Assassination VR title. The Hitman one is not to be confused with the one that came out on the MetaQuest or whatever. I know that one was like y'all didn't like it. It bugs, blah, 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 blah. This one seems to be different. Either it's built on a different engine or with a different whatever. I don't know. But that trailer looked really cool. Like intuitive controls, using the card to unlock the door, dual wielding his trademark pistols. It looks very fire. If I had VR, I would get it. I think the VR is down to like $399 now, which is not a bad price. But if I'm buying a peripheral for $399, I'm getting that racing wheel. I'm not getting a VR. I'm getting a racing wheel. So yeah, that's very cool. I put that on the list literally for some of y'all that I know might be playing VR. It's worth checking out. Just look into it. Next, Monster Hunter Wilds. I wrote that it's going to be the perfect way to close out Black History Month. The characters look amazing and the monsters look even better. I don't know if I'll play. And it's no disrespect to that game, but it is just that game, bro, that is Monster Hunter takes your time. Now I've heard that Wilds is looking to be a combination of the hardcore aspects of World and some of the more casual nature of Rise. So if they can find a good balance, because I just don't want to do 40 minutes of prep and then a 50-minute fight with a monster. I don't want to do it. I don't want to spend an hour and a half on one monster. That's just not me. I'd rather spend an hour and a half. It's different than like Black Myth, like Wukong, and like other games where like you're on the same boss for an hour and a half. That's one thing. But like, there's no guarantee that I'm going to beat that monster. You know what I'm saying? The first go round. And it just takes a while. Like, I just remember Monster Hunter Worlds. Like, I had a homie, one of my good friends, he's really into it. He wanted me to play that game so bad because he knows I love open world action games and RPGs. And I tried it. I bought that game. I tried that game. I don't have the time, bro. I just don't. It's something about its rhythm that does not agree with my spirit. However, I have always respected Monster Hunter for giving us amazing creature design. Just the character interactions are really fun. They're really cute. These characters in particular, a lot of brown skin, which you're going to get me with the DEI every time. You're going to get me with some diversity, equity, and inclusion. A lot of brown characters, brown skin in that trailer from State of Play. I thought that was cool. Thought it was cool. You know? I'm not going to pre-order that. I got to see. Not pre-ordering it, but if it's good, I will pick it up and I will play it on this channel. Next, Palworld. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, I don't give a crap about Palworld. I don't care if they win or lose the lawsuit. y'all who get really turned on by the slavery aspect and say that shit outside, like out of your mouths, like with your chest, you're weirdos. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, just get away from me. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like Pal? You don't want to play Pal World? You get to capture like fake Pokemon and make them your slaves. What is with y'all? Or am I just traumatized? I don't know. But I'm just like, I'm not into it. But listen, they are flexing on Nintendo. That was what I wrote down. Power World is flexing on Nintendo. And I don't know if they're actually going to win that lawsuit. Or at least I don't know if they're going to get the reward that they want. They will probably end up settling out of court for sure. But it's just too much of a beast. I think Microsoft and Sony are going to support them on the back end in that lawsuit. I think that's part of the reason. That thing, Power World, launched during State of Play. It's on PS5 right now. Go download it. You slavers. Go do it. Go do your thing. It's on there. Free. Not my type of game. I ain't trying to grind that hard, bro. No, I'm not trying to do it. But I know it's a lot of y'all that got a severe hard on for that game, bro, and have had one since freaking February or March, whenever that shit came out. Me personally, I don't care for it. I don't care. Stop trying to convince me to play Power World. I don't want to play it. I'm not a Pokemon. I didn't come up on Pokemon. Shout out to the movies, though. I watched a lot of the movies as a youngin', but I just didn't come up on the cards. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid, bruh. I was a Yu-Gi-Oh kid. We didn't play Pokemon cards. My cousin was a Pokemon Game Boy kid, but he didn't play the cards either. I wasn't no Pokemon game. Well, that's a lie. I played Pokemon Stadium and I played Pokemon Snap on that Nintendo 64 I told you about, but that's about it. Pokemon Stadium was the one and only game that my dad let me rent from the movie gallery for my Nintendo 64. And hey, if you're watching this, I don't understand why you didn't let me rent more games for my 64, but I'm not mad. But that was like the only one I ever got to rent on my 64. I used to beg him every time we went to the movie gallery to please just let me get a game. I've been playing Diddy Kong Racing for years now. Can I please just rent something different? He never would let me. But one day he let me rent Pokemon Stadium. I don't know, but I'm not a Pokemon kid, bruh, and I just don't. Power World just doesn't excite me like some of y'all like. Y'all be getting geeked, and every time I ask you what it is about Power World, y'all start talking to me about slavery, which I feel like y'all need to take a look in the mirror and deal with that. Anyway, I don't know if Nintendo will actually win what they want, and it's live now for you losers. I'm standing on that. Next. Stellar Blade. Listen, bro. I love Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is the second or third best game to come out this year. Maybe fourth, depending on how Stalker 2 does. And depending on how Dragon Age the Veilguard does. But as of right now, it's the third best game out. If I take y'all's number one, which y'all have been saying is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and my number one and put it at number two, which is Black Myth Wukong, and then I take my number two and make it number three, I got Stellar Blade. I was so happy to see Stellar Blade. First of all, confirmed PS5 Pro Enhanced day one. Read a report saying we're going to get 80 FPS in 4K. Now, I told you, I played that game in performance mode because it was, before it was just gorgeous. The 4K mode was 30 FPS. We're getting 80 frames a second in the 120 hertz container. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I'm super hyped. We are not only getting the PS5 Pro enhancement day one when the PS5 Pro releases, we're also getting a new photo mode that's on the way. And a Nier Automata crossover. Now, it looks like it's just a costume. It looks like it's just 2B's costume, but they had the music come in, and then they had her do the thing, and she was dressed. It was Eve dressed as 2B. There's obviously been a lot of synergy, I guess, or just parallels between Stellar Blade and Nier Automata. A lot of love between the development teams for both games. The developer of Nier Automata came out today and said, "Hey, we will do anything for money. Whatever game wants to do anything with 2B or anybody from Nier Automata, we're down for. We'll do anything for money." I think that was very funny, but I know they have a lot of respect for those for Shift Up and the guys and gals that brought us Stellar Blade. So I think this will be I hope it's going to be a little bit more than just a costume. It didn't say whether or not it would be paid or free, so we'll see. I don't care what it is, I'm going to play. I really hope it's more than just a costume, but I'll be happy with that. Third best game of the year. Shut up and argue with yourselves. I wrote that down. Why am I being so mean to y'all today? Yeah, it is the third best game of the year though. I know everybody everybody's got their like jokes about Stellar Blade. I don't play about Stellar Blade, bro. Because it is more than just Eve. That game has a great story mode, some great imagery, and maybe the best combat of the year. Best action combat of the year? I don't know. I'd be willing to argue. And last, before we get to the big boy, Sonic X Shadow Generations. First of all, super hype for any Sonic game. If a Sonic game is coming out, I'm hype. I love Sonic, and I get so tired of y'all like trying to make Sonic like this like you measure the way you measure The Last of Us, or the way that you measure like a prestige AAA 4A game. Listen, bro. As long as I can go fast in Sonic and the levels are cool, bro, it's always going to be a 10 out of 10 fun experience for me. As long as Sonic is fun, it's a 10 out of 10. And I was there for Sonic Generations on 360, that first one. Amazing. Chef's kiss. Amazing game. They told us we're going to get a level based on the upcoming movie that features Shadow, played by Keanu Reeves. We're going to get Keanu's voiceover in the game. And this is all a part of the Digital Deluxe version. If you get the Digital Deluxe or the Digital Deluxe upgrade, you get what I'm talking about now. And we also get a skin based on the movie. I don't know if y'all have seen it. The Generation skin is kind of like cartoony and like, not matte. What's the word? Is it like pearlescent or metallic? Not metallic, but you know what I'm saying. It's cartoony. Whereas the movie skin is more textured, like he is in the movie, where you can see his fur and stuff like that. I'm super hyped, bro. Super hyped for Shadow Generations, bro. Like, Shadow is my favorite, Shadow's my favorite character. I love Sonic, but Shadow is my favorite. Y'all know why. Shadow's my favorite, bro. He's red, black, and white. Like, what? I mean, he's black, red, and white. You know what I'm saying? Black and red, and he be skating. He don't run, he skate. That shit fire. So shout out to Sonic X Shadow Generations. They had a Sonic Central yesterday. They're dropping 3 animated episodes leading up to the release of Sonic X Shadow Generations. Episode 1 came out today. It's like 7 minutes long. I'm watching that when I get off of this. Very hype for that. So again, great show, and went out with a bang. And y'all already know what the hell I'm talking about. Ghost of Yotei, ladies and gentlemen. We got it. We got it. Ghost of Tsushima 2 is Ghost of Yotei. And I wrote a note here saying to read the press release. Okay. Oh yeah, this isn't very long. Today, we are happy to announce Ghost of Yotei, the latest game from Sucker Punch, and the introduction of our new hero, Atsu. When we set out to make a new Ghost game, we wanted to maintain the core pillars established in Ghost of Tsushima. Playing as a wandering warrior in feudal Japan, offering freedom to explore at your own pace, and highlighting the beauty of the world. We also wanted to continue to innovate, to create something fresh but familiar. We looked beyond Jin Sakai's story and the island of Tsushima, and shifted our focus to the idea of the ghost instead. At Sucker Punch, we love origin stories, and we wanted to explore what it could mean to have a new hero wearing a ghost mask and uncovering a new legend. This led us to the Ghost of Yotei, a new protagonist, a new story to unfold, and a new region of Japan to explore. While we aren't diving into story specifics yet today, we can reveal that Atsu's journey takes place in 1603, more than 300 years after the events of Ghost of Tsushima. Our story is set in the land surrounding Mount Yotei, a towering peak in the heart of Izo, an area of Japan known as Hokkaido in present day. I hope I pronounced that correctly. In 1603, this area was outside the rule of Japan and filled with sprawling grasslands, snowy tundras, and unexpected dangers. It's a far cry from the organized samurai clans who lived in Tsushima, and it's the setting for an original story we can't wait to tell. And I'm going to try to include some of these screenshots as well. This is also Sucker Punch's first game built from the ground up for the PS5, and we're excited to build on the visual foundation we established in Ghost of Tsushima by making the world feel even more real. We have massive sight lines that let you look far across the environment, whole new skies featuring twinkling stars and auroras, even more believable movement from wind on grass and vegetation, and more improvements we'll share in the future. Our new setting also gives us the opportunity to introduce new mechanics, gameplay improvements, and even new weapons. Our trailer today offers a glimpse into this world, but there's so much more to show, and we'll have much more to share in the months ahead, including details about Atsu's journey and the people and animals she'll meet along the way. We are forever grateful for the success of Ghost of Tsushima, and we can't wait for you all to experience Ghosts of Yotei in 2025. I'm going to talk about the game first. First of all, beautiful trailer, bro. Like, listen, we knew that they were going to be showing this. Like, I think it kind of got obvious. Like, if there's any, like, it's not time for Wolverine. Wolverine is not the one to close the show out with. That game is not coming out in 2025, by the way. I'm thinking spring 2026. But yeah, man. Where do I start? I like the idea of them focusing on the ghost aspect, because if you play Ghost of Tsushima, the ghost is essentially the actions of the ghosts were more resonant with the people than the person himself, right? I love Jin Sakai, and apparently everybody hates Jin Sakai. That was a boring character, whatever. I thought he dealt with a lot of bullshit in that game. And I thought he handled it well, and he had no choice but to do what he was doing to save his people. I wish y'all would stop doing what y'all do, bro. But we can get into that in a minute. I thought he was a great character, but I do like the legend of the ghost. I like that. And that was kind of that theme was established in Tsushima, where, you know, the more you did, the more people you freed, villages you liberated, Mongolians that you killed. You know what I'm saying? That your legend kind of spread throughout the land. And when people saw you, it was like seeing a ghost, because we're finally seeing the dude that's been doing all of this. You know what I'm saying? And I like that they're doing that. I completely forgot that we were playing in the 1200s. I completely forgot. So for us to be moving 300 some odd years into the future, playing as Atsu, who will be portrayed by Erika Ishii, I think is really exciting. Also, I'm really excited because Sucker Punch has such a reverence for the culture, such a reverence for the way of the samurai. Like, you can feel it while you're playing. I've said this about Black Myth Wukong. That was the only game I could really compare Wukong to, was my experience with Ghost of Tsushima, because of how it made me feel as a player. The meditation moments, the moments of reflection with the haikus and stuff like that. The beauty of the world. Like, it was a violent game, but I remember the beauty and just the tranquility a lot more than I do the violence. The violence was there though, and it was fire. The combat was amazing. I think the combat is the closest we've come. The combat in Ghost of Tsushima is the closest any game has ever come to topping that original Batman Arkham Asylum. It's the closest. No game has come that close before, and has not since. Wukong is its own style. Stellar Blade is its own style. That free flow, boom, 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 from person to person, if you want to. Nobody has come close to that until Ghost of Tsushima came out. That's one of my favorite games of all time. That's in my top 5 for sure. Again, I'm just now learning how many people didn't really like that game. There are people who are saying, there's no way y'all really think that Ghost of Tsushima is a better game than The Last of Us Part 2, because they came out the same year. Sorry, bro. Some of that ultra realistic, gritty ass zombie shit going on. Ugh. Bro, that shit's annoying, bro. And y'all made it annoying. It's not an annoying game. Shout out to Naughty Dog. That's one of the most talented development teams on the planet. But the fan base makes that game super annoying, because it's like they act like people. The fans of the Last of Us series act the same way as fans of Ernest Hemingway or something. They feel like they're reading some shit that you just would never understand. You'd never get it. It's like, bro, I do get it, and I like it. I enjoy it. Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2 is very cool. Very, very, very great. Just amazing video games. And I will play those in the lead up to the HBO show coming back. But Ghost of Tsushima resonated with me more. It just did. On a much deeper level than The Last of Us Part 2 ever would. And I think it's just because, we always have to play as the same type of person in those apocalyptic survival situations. And it's just very cool to be like thrown into the middle of that culture like that. And not in a pandery way, right? But in something that was like made with a lot of reverence, made with a lot of care. And I don't think Yote is going to be any different. I don't think it's going to be any different. I think if anything, it's going to be better. I think this is one of those sequels that there's no way it's not better than Tsushima. Tsushima was such a home run, bro. If you did the same thing twice, it would be fire. And we know they're not going to do that. If you look at the trailer, it's clear they're not going to do it. That wolf is going to be our companion. I'd be willing to bet y'all however much this channel is worth whenever that game comes out, that wolf is going to be a companion. And maybe we might even be able to add different companions as well. Maybe the fox will be something to sniff out artifacts. And like the wolf is something that's more aggressive, more offensive. You know what I'm saying? Different weapons. It looks like there's a few different weapons. Now we're in the 1600s. So, we've got gunpowder that's been introduced. I don't know what you call that little long thing with the it's in Assassin's Creed Shadows as well. But beyond the sword, of course, the sword's gonna be there. She's gonna, Shorty's gonna be, a samurai, a Ronin, basically. But I'm very excited. Very excited. Erica, I'm excited for you. I have nothing but positive things to say about you. I don't know you, never met you. You could be an asshole in real life, or maybe not. But I'm excited for you. I'm excited for who you're representing. I'm excited for what that game will hopefully, prayerfully do for your career. I don't know anything about you before yesterday. So if you've had a great career so far, congratulations. If this is that next big step, which it probably is, no disrespect, congratulations. We have got to stop signal boosting losers. That is exactly what I wrote under Ghost of Yote. Because all we got is a trailer, so I don't really have much to talk about as far as what they revealed. I'm happy they revealed it. I do believe that game is coming out in 2025. And before I get into the losers, I will say this is the reason that GTA 6 is not coming out next year. This game is the reason. You think Xbox could be like, oh, we got Rockstar, we got a Halo coming out in 2025. Can you maybe push GTA back to March? They don't have that kind of pull. They don't. And I love Xbox. They don't have that kind of pull. The only company that has enough pull to say, because I just don't believe GTA 6 is not ready. I don't believe it's not ready. It's pure finance. Yo, listen. We want Ghost of Yote to do well. It's going to help us sell consoles, pro consoles and base consoles. That's our new mascot. They've already said out loud, we're building a universe. Shout out to my boy. Chad Stahelski, director of just one of the creators of John Wick, director of John Wick 3 and 4, and I think 2 also. Or no, not. I don't think he did John Wick. I don't think he did John Wick 2. I think David Light did 1 and 2. Or did he just do 1? Something. But Chad Stahelski is the one who took that franchise to the next level, in my opinion. John Wick 4 is the best one. I thought 3 was the best one, but 4 is really the best one. Shout out to 1. 1 is the OG, whatever. I know some of y'all think 1 is the best one, but 4 is the best one to me. Just in terms of like choreographed action, there is no movie like that. And I know Ghost of Tsushima, the movie, is going to be insane because of who they have decided on who is going to be directing that movie. And they've been developing that movie for the last 4 years. He's been developing that movie since at least 2021, I want to say. So I'm hyped for that. But they've said they're building out a universe. We're doing TV, we're doing movies, and we're going to continue to do games. This is their big one. This is their Last of Us. Last of Us is on its way out. God of War, we're about to start. I think we're about to start the Egyptian mythology saga, but I don't think that's coming until PS6. If I had to guess, maybe the first one of that saga will be a cross-gen PS5, PS6 game, but I don't see that happening until PS6. That's just me personally. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong. But Ghost, the Ghost, that's Sony's mascot. I think just the marriage of what the PlayStation is as a console and just Japanese culture coming together in that game so perfectly in the first one. I think the second one is one of them ones. As soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, 2025. And they put that up there for, they're not BSing. They're not going to put that up there and that game's not going to come out. I don't see that game not coming out next year. It's going to be a October, November release of next year. And I'm telling y'all right now, that's why GTA 6 is not coming out. I think PlayStation has enough pull because we're giving y'all the marketing push. There's gonna be GTA 6 PS5 Pro bundles for sure. The GTA 5 PS4 bundle was so successful. I don't see why I don't see them not doing that. I'm a firm believer that's why. And they're gonna tell us it got delayed because whatever, they got to do polish and all this kind of stuff. Rockstar have been working on that game for at least 8 years. Like they've been working on that game since Red Dead 2 came out. I just come on, bro. $2 billion with all of that staff. I mean, I know it's gonna be massive. I know it's gonna be incredibly detailed, but I think it's about done. I think it was going to be ready. I think Ghost of Tsushima, though, is so important to PlayStation that they use their pull to say, hey, just spring 2026. We already know everybody else is going to move out of the way. Everybody's going to clear out for that game. Everybody's going to clear out for GTA 6. But y'all clear out for us. Because we got it going. We got a good relationship. We got a good relationship going. Let's keep this going. Because we're going to have the Ghost. We're going to have the Ghost of Yote. PS5 Pro bundle probably going to happen. A little $7.99, something like that. And I think they're going to use these bundles to get y'all used to paying $800 for a console. Because $700 is going to be the launch price of the PS6. I'm almost positive. But we're going to do a Ghost of Yote, either a special edition PS5, or we're just gonna do a bundle with the PS5 Pro or whatever. But we're gonna move some units, software and hardware wise, and then you'll have an even bigger because there are some people, just like GTA, there are some people that are only Ghost. When Ghost of Tsushima came out, that was the only game I wanted to play, and I'm not that hardcore. So I know when I get like that, it's a lot of other people like that. It's people older than me. They're like, oh, Ghost coming out. Ain't nothing come out this entire generation that I wanted to play except for Ghost 2, right? Ghost 2 is coming out? Oh, okay, for sure. Let me go. I gotta go get me a system now. Oh, GTA 6 is coming out? Let me go get. I think those games are in that league. I think Halo is in that league. I think that's it. I think those are the only games I can think about the top of my head. Maybe Gran Turismo as well. Like that's some of the old heads, like they'll buy a new system for the newest Gran Turismo. Shout out to them, by the way, for figuring out 8K 60 FPS. That's crazy. But yeah, I need y'all to move. We need y'all to move out of the way for fall. If you want to sell the max amount of units, we're dropping Ghosts. And we only got to sell a certain amount of units. I think even if GTA 6 comes out in September and Ghost comes out in November, right? Ghost is still going to sell 3 or 4 million units, maybe 5 before the end of the year. It's become that much of a behemoth. Don't let it turn around and launch with like a Legends type mode day one. What are we talking about? GTA 6, get out the way because we want you to have a clear path. Spider-Man 2 DLC is not coming. It's not coming. Sorry. And that also told me that. No Spider-Man 2 DLC, bro. Don't know when that Venom game is coming. That leak did a lot more damage than y'all thought it did. That leak did a whole lot more damage than y'all thought it did. You shouldn't have played around. Y'all leakers need to quit playing with these folks and their livelihood because it completely changes what they're going to do. And now you're like, man, no Wolverine. And then people are making great comparisons, which is Batman Arkham Asylum came out in 2009 and then Arkham City in 2011. Yeah, Spider-Man 1 in 2018, and then which was like a $80 million game or something. And then you had Spider-Man 2, which was a 200 something $million game. You know what I'm saying? Coming out in 2023. 5-year difference. How many years before? And we got Spider-Man 3 still, but you still got to get Spider-Man 3. We're not getting that multiplayer game. When is Wolverine coming out? Y'all think y'all getting that Venom game? The Venom spinoff? Maybe we'll get it like next summer or something. I think it's very telling they didn't say nothing about Spider-Man 2. And I just re-downloaded Spider-Man Remastered because I never got to play that City That Never Sleeps DLC. But yeah, I think they're banking on this. This is their one. I think Ghost might be a little bigger. Ghost is as big as Spider-Man. I won't say bigger, but Ghost is as big as Spider-Man. For sure. I'm sure the units that game sold or whatever, blah, 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 don't measure up to the first Spider-Man or second one or whatever. Like, they might be a little bit below, but they're close enough to where it's like, for this to be a non-Marvel IP, for a brand new IP, for PlayStation, and I know this movie's going to be, I'm telling y'all, some talented people on this movie. That movie's going to do gangbusters. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. So, this is their new one. But I need y'all, and I'm going to say this every time y'all do it, y'all got to stop signal boosting these losers, bruh. I, for one, am very excited. I'm very excited to play as Atsu. Very excited. Again, shout out to you, Erica. I'm very excited for that game. I don't see these losers. I don't see these people that get mad when you have to play as a female. And y'all have to understand, or a woman or whatever, sorry. Y'all have to understand, like, people say things now because they get paid for how many people click on what they say. Y'all are screenshotting these people's pages. Y'all are quote tweeting their tweets. Screen recording their videos. I don't think Asmongold doesn't want to play as a girl. I think he says what he says because he knows one of y'all holier than thou people is going to screen record him and say, look at this loser and look at his chat. Who cares? Let them do what they do. I don't hang around I don't know those kind of people in real life. And you know what's crazy? Y'all know where I work at. If you don't know, I'm the manager of a game store. Figure out which one I'm talking about. I don't see those kind of people come in a store. And I live in the Bible Belt. I never hear somebody, oh my gosh, they want us to play as a woman. Oh my God, we got to play as a black samurai. And maybe they don't say that shit to me because it's a black man behind a counter with some dreads going down his back. But I don't hear that in real. People don't talk like that in real life because people get knocked out for less. I'm not condoning violence. I'm not saying what I would do. I'm just saying. So I just don't understand why, like, y'all, and by y'all, see, it's both sides. It's both sides. And I've said this before. It's my same issue with, like, liberals when it's time to talk about, like, Donald Trump or whatever. And we're not getting into politics, but it's like, people can never have a discussion about policy because everyone's trying to just morally dunk on each other, right? It's the same with games. We should be congratulating Erica for who she is, what she represents. I went to her Twitter page. Her profile says gender and it's the wave emoji, so I'm assuming she's a gender fluid person. And pronouns, it says all of them. So I'm not even out of pocket for saying she, they, whatever. I will probably default to she or they. If I wrote about this person, I might say they just to be general. But I know in my speech I may say she because their name is Erica. And they've said all pronouns, so they're not mad at me. But I meet people where they at. You telling me that's who you are? That's who you are. What does it matter to me or anybody else who somebody is? If I play Ghost of Yote, it's not going to make me want to go get reassignment surgery. And I think that's what y'all be getting at when y'all say, oh, it's an agenda. What are you talking about? What are y'all talking about? And stop signal boosting these people who talk that way. Somebody screenshotted that Grums guy. I think I don't know. I can't remember what channel he runs, whatever. Forget him, F him, whatever. Forget him. But somebody was like, even he, because of his fan base, can't just say, yo, we played as, he tweeted, he said, we played as female lead protagonists before. We'll just keep an eye on this. Which is freaking weird, dude, to say, oh, we got it. Let's keep an eye on this. Like, bro, shut up. But I feel what I guess I feel what you're saying. And people in his replies are like, nope. They ain't getting no mother, you know what I'm saying? They're not getting none. Why are we listening to these dudes? I take my advice from men who respect women, men who have built things, either with their hands or with their mind. I don't take my advice from men who sit behind computers, pay for verification, and come online and say, I'm not playing as a female character. You don't have to. The game is going to be $75 after tax. You don't have to buy it if you don't want to. Y'all need to understand that these people say the things they say so that you, virtue signalers, will click on them, repost them, and just boost their page, boost their platforms, because somebody follows you that feels the same way as they do. Somebody's hate following you. Stop hate following people that you don't agree with. I done blocked so many of these, like, I think blue pill is the right word I'm looking for. The blue pill folks, the ones that just like, I don't know, red pill, blue pill, whatever. The people who are very clearly off their freaking rocker, and everything is like every video game that has a black protagonist or has a female protagonist or maybe has somebody gay or has a pride flag somewhere or whatever, who just lose their mind and start foaming at the mouth and start taking advantage of their premium tier on Twitter and write a full essay. This ain't Facebook. And you got paragraphs in your tweet about X, Y. Like, bruh, I blocked them people. God forbid I ever screenshot them and let them take up space in my freaking camera roll. But anyway, bruh. Anyway. Stop doing that. Stop. I don't care to read it. And it makes me, what it makes me do, I block y'all too. Everybody who wants to just dunk on somebody because you think you got better morals than them, I block y'all too. I want to hear from the journalists. I want to hear from the developers. I want to hear from the actors and the voice actors and the motion capture actors. That's what I want to hear for. I don't want to hear from nobody. I'm sticking beside my stance. I don't want to hear from a single blue check for the rest of my life. I don't want to hear it. If you paid for it, if you're not a legacy blue check, you can't talk to Stalin. You have nothing to offer Imperial Gaming. You have nothing to offer me. Nothing. There's nothing you can do for me because just like you, I choose what I want to play. I choose what I want to play, bro. I tried to support Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, because I like the idea of a game having a black woman on the cover. I bought Forspoken for $69 and I still don't regret it. Because I know girls that when they were 14 and 15 years old who would have loved a game like that. Who would have loved to have seen something like that. And I want to see more games made like that because when we were children, we still played video games. And it's you people who are 30, 35, 40, sometimes 50 years old. And it's not just men either. It's women doing it too. And it's a very specific type of person. And it's not exclusive. I'm going to take it a step further. It's not exclusive to race. It's a very specific type of person with a specific type of character and a specific type of morals that every time somebody who is not a white man is made the main a straight white man, should I say, is not made the main character of a video game. It's a very specific group of people that get mad every single time that happens. We know they're going to get mad. Please, y'all, shut the hell up. And I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to y'all who go out of your way to screenshot, retweet, quote tweet, whatever. Stop trying to dunk on these people because you are doing the same thing they're doing. You quote tweet them with your morals so that you can get clicks and retweets because you also paid for your blue check. And we know that if you pay for your blue check, you get more visibility. And if you pay in a certain tier, you're earning some money back. You can't fool me. You will never be able to fool me. When you see Imperial Gaming with a blue check on Twitter, yeah, I paid for it. For more visibility so that I can get more people to the channel. And if they want to continue to stay in the audience, they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. And I know that one day, maybe these comments that I have under my videos might become very divisive, might become controversial. And guess what? We're going to have moderators up in there taking the trash out. This is a safe space for us to talk games. I don't care that somebody's mad about Shorty, because that game is going to sell 3 to 5 million copies by the end of the year. It's going to come out when it comes out, and by the end of the fiscal year, it's going to sell 3 to 5 million copies. Lifetime might do like 7 to 10 million copies. Let's cut it out, bro. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of both sides. As soon as the state of play is over, here y'all come. Oh my God, we know the incels are going to be mad. Yes, we know they're going to be mad, bro. Oh my God, dude. Then I go to sleep and I wake up and y'all screenshotting and retweeting them. Like, this is the problem. All parties involved. Y'all don't know how to talk to women. You don't know how to act around women. You don't know how to act around anybody that's different than you. You've never been considered cool by anybody, even in your own circles. Little puppy down there having a dream. You've never been considered cool. Nobody ever looked to you for your opinion. And Elon gave y'all a chance to have your own little mini platform, and y'all have taken that shit and run with it. And I'm sick of y'all. I blocked people on both sides today because I don't want to see it. But Ghost of Yote, very, very, very exciting. Very excited for that. Very excited for that. Which is why my last bit of news is kind of unfortunate, but it's necessary, man. It's necessary. Yo, Oakley dreaming. Oakley. It's all right, girl. You over there. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, listen. That other samurai game that y'all love to retweet, people getting riled up about, and it seems like everybody got a strong opinion on this particular game. Strong opinion on it. It seems, not seems, it's confirmed. Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed to February 14th, 2025. Another Black History Month great. I am not giving up on this game. But before I get into that, I'm going to read y'all this pretty press release. Y'all know how it is. Anytime one of these game companies releases, I hope y'all can see it. Anytime one of these game companies releases a little press release in the color scheme of the game that they're working on, it's never good news. It's always an apology or cleaning up or something like that. It's never a cool announcement. Dear players, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a dream project for us, finally bringing the series to feudal Japan with many features developed with our community in mind, such as parkour or the renewed stealth, brought by new technology, all set in a beautiful and immersive world. This is an ambitious addition to the franchise, a rich experience that can be lived through the eyes of two unique protagonists. But we realize we need more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features. As such, we've made the decision to postpone the release date to February 14th, 2025. The game will release on a broad range of platforms, including Steam at launch. Additionally, pre-orders will be refunded and all future pre-orders will be granted the first expansion for free. We understand this decision will come as disappointing news, especially to those who've been waiting patiently for an Assassin's Creed game inspired by feudal Japan, but we sincerely believe this is in the best interest of the game and ultimately your experience as a player. Rest assured, we are looking forward to the moment you will embark on a memorable adventure with Naue, and Yasuke. Until then, we thank you for your ongoing support. Mark Alexis Cote on behalf of all teams working on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Man, listen, bro. This was the thing, and I'm not surprised. I'm a little disheartened, but I'm not surprised that this is what's going on. They canceled their TGS presentation or presence, basically, whatever they were going to do at Tokyo Game Show this weekend. They canceled it. They canceled upcoming previews for the journalists that was supposed to start next week. So a lot of people were saying it was getting delayed. I didn't believe it and until I read it. I want that game to do well. I just don't understand this. Y'all want these companies that employ like mad people to fail. And I don't understand it. When there's like sexual harassment or like just overworking or crunch culture or whatever BS, blah, 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 blah. I want that dealt with, but I don't want people to just lose their jobs. There are people who love Star Wars Outlaws. I get a Reddit notification every day from that subreddit of people defending that game, telling us how much they love it, that it is, it might be simple, but it's great. It's giving you what it's telling you it's trying to give you. I loved the Avatar game last year. I'm a big fan of Avatar. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea because it's a formulaic open world Far Cry-esque game, but it really just in the Avatar package, it really worked for me. I'm enjoying Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now. I know everybody and their mom was telling us how shitty that game was and overbloated it is, and it might have a lot going on, but I'm enjoying it. Assassin's Creed 3 was a big part of my teenage years, and Revelations as well. What else? Far Cry 3. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Ubisoft hasn't given me great games in this lifetime, in the last 10 years. I can't pretend like they've never. I was a big fan of The Crew. I was heartbroken when they took The Crew off of the store. I don't want Ubisoft to fail, and I just don't understand this culture that we are cultivating in real time of having this strong desire of wanting entire companies to just fall. Like, I don't want Xbox to go away. I don't want to see that happen. I want them to figure it out. I want them to do right by their employees and their customers, their supporters, the players. I'm just not into wishing death on a company. And this letter came out, and people that I had to block, I thought I blocked Shorty in particular that I'm seeing right now. She ain't got no lips. But like, oh, this is what they deserve. Y'all employ 3,000 people and you've done all this, and you don't have the respect of the Japanese, blah, 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 blah. And I'd like, a lot of this shit y'all be saying, y'all be making up. Y'all dead ass be making it up. Why is nobody talking about, if it's so true, why is nobody talking about the fact that the guy I guess they consulted with, it was just writing fan fictions, as y'all say. Like, nobody's talking about that? Because it must not be true. Like, y'all are making things up because you want this game to fail, but like a lot of y'all have pointed out, 3,000 people have worked on this game. I don't understand wanting something that 3,000 people labored over. I don't understand wanting that to fail. Have y'all lost the plot? Like, this is still about and they said that. We're in the business of entertainment. We've had to regroup. We got to refocus because we're in the business of entertainment, and there's some stuff going on internally that we just don't agree with. They're doing an investigation under the direction of the board of directors. An internal investigation just in how these games are made and why they're coming out the way they come out. Because Star Wars Outlaws, according to a lot of people that I respect their opinion. According to some of those people, if Star Wars Outlaws had 2 or 3 more months in the oven and came out when Assassin's Creed Shadows is supposed to come out, we might have had a different release. So we've seen this with a bunch of companies. Cyberpunk 2077, y'all hate that game for whatever. It's a good game, and y'all hate that game. I remember some of y'all wanted CD Projekt to fail behind that. And it's just like, bro, the people who sit behind the computer and are designing the refrigerators and the windows and the buildings and the cars and the tires and the textures and the guns and the bullets and the ricochet and all that, and doing the QA and the play testing and the balancing and all that kind of stuff, it's not their fault that the game comes out the way it does. It's the investors, it's the shareholders, it's the board. It's people who don't game. It's their fault. It's never the developer's fault. It's never the people who be on the computer 5 days a week, 45 hours, 50 hours a week, working on your favorite games. It's not their fault that some of these games come out the way they do. These people have bosses. Some of y'all ain't never worked a job before. Clearly. You could do your best. If your boss telling you to do something, get it out at this point, get it out by this time, and like, what can you do? What y'all want these folks to do? I remember the CD Projekt Red debacle. We told them, and they wouldn't listen, and we had no choice. We released the game to you, and we're sorry, y'all, but we're gonna work our best to bring it back. And we got 2.0. We got what it is today. There's a lot of people who said that Cyberpunk should have never came out on PS4 and Xbox One. They should have made it a next-gen title, and it shouldn't have came out until like 2021, 2022. And I agree. But I played that game on Xbox One X, and I had a great time. And I wasn't mad at the developers because every time I drove more than 60 miles an hour in my car, the game started stuttering. I knew whose fault it was that game came out in the condition that it came out. This is damage control. They cannot afford another Star Wars Outlaws because y'all are so finicky. Y'all are so picky. Y'all are so nitpicky with things. The flag and all that kind of certain stuff that they've done that might not have been the best decisions. I don't know. I don't see what they're doing as like blatant disrespect for Japanese culture. They're doing it on purpose. That's not what's going on, bro. That's not why Yasuke is the character. That's an interesting character. I've heard white men say this. That's how I know I'm not tripping. Yasuke is an interesting character. Naoi is an interesting character. Having two players, they did this in Syndicate, and it worked really well in Syndicate. I don't want that game to fail. If you need December, January, February, 3 months, literally 3 more months, because it's supposed to come out November 12th or 15th or something, 15th, and early access started on the 12th. If you need 3 more months and a day to finish your game, by all means. Because ain't nothing coming out in February. Stalin was finna play. Monster Hunter Wilds, I just told y'all, it's not. I'm happy it's coming out. Salute. Shout out to Capcom, one of my favorite developers. That's not a day one purchase for me. So, and Dynasty Warriors Legends doesn't seem like a game that's going to take me 2-3 months to beat. So I'm hoping that they use their time wisely, that they get this game polished. And I'm sick of, again, I say, where do y'all begin y'all's news from? Somebody said, well, they didn't even pass the certification for PlayStation or Xbox, so it's not ready. That might be true, bro. It might be true, but where do y'all be getting that info from? Y'all don't be citing no sources. Cite some sources. Blue checks. I want that game to do well. I'm excited to play as a black man in samurai armor and the girl that's got to, take care of her family and take care of business and join the order. I'm excited for that game. I don't want that game to fail. I don't want any game coming out to fail. I just don't understand that. Y'all want shit to fail so bad. And the thing is, y'all have never done anything that wouldn't make you look stupid if it didn't work out well. Y'all have never done anything in your life that if it didn't work out well, it will make you look stupid. Because if you're that kind of person, if you've done something and said, hey, people, have it. You ever took that risk? You can empathize with people who create entire experiences. I have no idea what goes into that kind of game. I have no idea what goes into that type of development. So I can empathize with doing something because there are people who don't understand what I do that couldn't even put together this little podcast. I could put these tools that I have with me right now. I could give them my room for a week and they wouldn't know how to put this together. There's somebody who could give me all the tools, all the Unreal Engine 5 tools. I wouldn't know how to I couldn't even put a model. I couldn't even remake Yasuke if somebody gave me all the tools. You gave me all the engine tools you had in the same amount of time that you have. It would take me forever to figure out how to do what some of these people do. So I have empathy for people who are doing something it's a skill. Game development is a skill. And to come out and say we are not ready. They've launched games before that wasn't ready and still sold well. But that stock is too low. They can't afford to do it. Is it damage control? Hell yeah, it's damage control. They cannot afford to take another L. Y'all notice ain't no other Ubisoft release on the horizon. They took a massive L with Skull and Bones, which that's definitely their fault. They should have released that game 3 or 4 years ago. When it like somebody said, they should have released that game when it was supposed to come out. But the game came out in a different landscape. Nobody wants to play that. Sea of Thieves hit PS5. We get that experience over there. Nobody wanted to play that. The CEO or whoever talking about people need to get used to not owning games. There's a reason they're doing an executive level internal investigation. We need to fix this culture ASAP. Star Wars Outlaws, they put out a little statement today. They got more quality of life updates coming, title updates coming, free content, paid content. The first paid expansion's coming in November. I'm excited for those people working on that game. I'm excited for the fans of Outlaws. I'm gonna play that game at some point. I don't know when, but I am gonna play it. I just don't understand wanting the developers, the development teams behind these games to fail. I want these companies to fail, sure, but if Ubisoft falls, a lot of people worldwide. That's a massive company. They used to have their own E3 conference. The only other ones having their own E3 conference was EA. The only other publisher was EA. I don't want no company to fail, bro. I don't want them to fail. 9 games. Warner Brothers is an example of a company that's making some boneheaded decisions. I don't want to see Warner Brothers fail. I don't want to see the guys that gave us Mad Max Fury Road fail because they have a CEO that just doesn't understand the culture. Because that company employs thousands of people. So I don't want to just see it collapse. I watched Judas and the Black Messiah on HBO Max. It's good for something. I've been watching The Wire. It's good for something. Watchmen is still on there. They didn't take it off. It's good. Like, sometimes when you scream at these people and say, no, we not tolerating that, they ain't got no choice but to oblige. And I think all the screaming that's been happening at Ubisoft this year, they can't afford another L. Not with Assassin's Creed. We'll take an L on Skull and Bones. And we ain't got no choice but to eat, the L of launching a broken game in Star Wars Outlaws that it turns out a lot of people still love. But we can't afford Assassin's Creed. Not how y'all been talking about it all year. Y'all been shitting on that game all year. And there's a lot of people hyped for that game. But we can't afford the shit talking and shit eating if that game fails. Can't afford it. Delay that shit. Get in the lab. Get to work. You owe everybody a good Assassin's Creed title. And I hope you can give us one. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you, Mark. I'm rooting for everybody on that team. No tinfoil hat BS. None of that sweet baby ink. I don't like y'all be talking about stuff. Y'all be pulling shit out of your ass, bro. It's crazy how some of these people, like, you only hear about certain people in certain organizations on certain sides of the internet. That's always interesting to me. I'm praying y'all launch a stable game day one. I was hyped to play that on PS5 Pro, but y'all have just given me more time to play Dragon Age The Veilguard. And I know what I'm doing with December. I'm going to play Dragon Age all through November. In December, I'm going to be switching up, playing a different RPG that I just got my save access to last night. So, I'm just not in agreement with the attitude that y'all have. Not. So, anyway. Yeah. So that's all I got for y'all today, man. I think, listen, bro. If you love games, you know what I'm saying? Let's start a new trend. If you love video games, you love the people that make them, you love the people that star in them, let them know you appreciate what they did. Roger Clark, who played Arthur Morgan on Red Dead Redemption 2, is put that in my mind, like, hold on, it's y'all who be signal boosting the losers. He was the only person I saw say that today. He was the only person I seen say that today. And I don't see him tweet a lot. Who came out and said, a lot of this stuff looks great, but y'all keep signal boosting the losers that talk down on these games that are made by wonderful people. So reach out to Roger. Let him know you appreciate his performance as Arthur. Now you cried. I'm going to see Transformers 1 tomorrow. I've heard it's great. I know it's going to be great. I love Transformers. If it's as good as I think it's going to be, I'm going to tweet Buddy, the director, and I'm going to say, hey, thank you To you and the crew. Tell the crew I said thank you. Tell the crew, to you and the cast and the crew, we appreciate you for this movie. It's that simple. We be trying to dunk on everybody. Shut up. Get a life. Get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, whatever way you go, whatever you do, whoever you choose to love. Find you somebody to hang out with, have a real conversation with. Touch grass. Get off the internet, bro. Close the apps. You can close your apps in days. Close all them apps. Sit down somewhere. Turn the game off. And when you turn that game on and you play something that you enjoy, let the people who made it know. It's not hard to tell somebody thank you now. We got access to everybody, unfreaking fortunately, but we got access to everybody that's got a public profile. Just holler at them. Let them know, hey, y'all did a good job. Y'all be letting me know I do a good job, my little 10, 15 viewers. I appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with me today. It's my birthday. I'm turning up. You dig? We turning up big. And by big, I mean we're going to the movies and playing video games. Go Dogs. You know, shout out to the whole SEC, but Saturday night is wartime. Saturday night, 7:30 is wartime. Go Dogs, man. Listen, I'm hyped. About to unbox my controller. I'm off the coke. I appreciate y'all for joining me, listening to me. I appreciate y'all for liking my videos, subscribing, whatever you do. If you listen all the way through, if you just play it long enough so it can count as a view, I appreciate you for real. I am going to continue to do this for as long as I see BS on the timeline from people who don't deserve a platform. I'm going to do this. And when my platform gets large enough, I'll probably hand it off to one of the youngins that has some sense. So, y'all be easy, man. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Until next time. Y'all take care.